the Plat, yep, it's a rap. This is where it's at, a path to the masses, no cap.
The Plat.
Yep, we on the map. This is where it's at, a path to the masses, no cap.
The Plat.
Welcome to the Plat podcast. The Plat is where it's at. I'm your host, minusthealien. This is your one-stop shop for hip-hop. The Plat is a platform that sheds light on the culture through an eclectic lens and breaks down its various elements, which have become a lifestyle to the masses from an old and new school perspective. And right next to me on the ones and twos is my DJ, the one and only DJ Dramatize. What up, Drama? How you doing, bro?
Oh, I'm feeling real good today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. This is our first episode of the Plat.
I'm very excited, my man.
Well, let's get to it. All right, so today's episode, we're going to focus on one of the original elements of hip-hop, which is emceeing. Now, there's three other elements in hip-hop that make it a culture: graffiti art, breakdancing, DJing, and, of course, emceeing, which is the first element we're going to cover here. All right, so emceeing is an art form that originates from the term masters of ceremonies, which by dictionary definition, it means a person who introduces speakers, players, or entertainers. Now, quick history lesson. When hip-hop first started in the Bronx, New York in the mid-'70s, we were known for getting on the mic and hyping up the crowd at a party or a show using crowd participation through a call and response or a freestyle or written memorized rap. emceeing has evolved into much more and has birthed some of the culture's most prolific storytellers, music artists, poets, songwriters, as well as public speakers, social activists, comedians, authors, creative content, script writers, you name it. For example, Kendrick Lamar won a Pulitzer Prize, one of the highest achievements in American journalism, literature, and music. He also received various accolades through his career, including one Primetime Emmy Award, one Brit Award, 4 American Music Awards, 6 Billboard Music Awards, 11 MTV Video Music Awards, including 2 Video of the Year wins, 17 Grammy Awards, the most won by a rapper. Well, it says the third most won by a rapper, and 29 BET Hip Hop Awards, the most won by any artist. That is wild.
Definitely a good thing right there.
Now, the reason I went with Kendrick Lamar, because to me he's one of the most like unique lyricists I've really actually ever heard.
Well, of this era.
This era for sure, because we could literally like go through the eras. I mean, I know it started in the 70s. I ain't too familiar with too many of the 70s. I might have to leave that up to you on that one.
Well, that's Curtis Blow, most definitely.
So Curtis Blow, that was a prolific
as
MC.
far as solo artists.
As far as solo artists from the 70s. Who else?
If we're going to go to groups, we got African Bambaataa and all of them, but I'm just focused on my man's Curtis Blow because he don't get that much love.
I could dig it. So we jump to the 80s. Let me name a few that could come to mind. So the 80s, that's a little more around my time here, getting into the hip hop scene. So I would say in the 80s, who really like caught my ear would be like your Big Daddy Kane. Ain't no half stepping. LL for sure. I mean, my radio, when all that came out, I'm Bad. Then the Walking Like a Panther album, oh man, crazy lyricist. Remember when he went at it with cannabis?
It was funny.
Yeah, that was crazy. All over a tattoo, I believe.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was about.
Well,
yes,
why
sir.
would cannabis try to get the same tattoo as him? I don't understand. But moving on. Other artists from the 80s I could think of. Definitely like when you say KRS-One, man, because I remember My Philosophy.
KRS-One is my all-time favorite overall MCs. You already know that. We had a discussion, so you know what I'm saying? Only because of his long history of what he's been doing as far as educating hip-hop and keeping it real with everybody as far as what he does and how he does it.
That's what's up. Now, we don't got to stay on the 80s. We can go ahead and switch over to the 90s. That was really when I was in my element. This is when I really wanted to start rapping.
I think we all was in our element. That's when it is.
So in the 90s, I could think of some super dope lyricists. We talking like Most Def,
Most Def.
Common.
Yeah, Common. If you know, Common.
Common's-
Nas, Jay
Common's
Z.
all- Thank you, Nas, Jay. Yeah, name some more.
I'm a DJ, but you know,
It's okay.
you know.
In the '90s, let me think of who else I would pick as a dope lyricist. Black Thought.
Yeah.
Black Thought, man.
Now you're going underground.
It don't matter if it's underground. We just talking about lyricism, period. Like just the way people put words together, paint pictures with the words.
Slick Rick.
Definitely Slick Rick.
The
But Slick
master
Rick,
of the
Slick
storyteller.
Rick was the '80s. See, so you should have said him in the '80s.
Okay. You want to
We
go?
on the 90s.
That's Eminem. Come on, Eminem was the perfect painter right there on that. 'Cause,
Oh, yeah, it did.
You know, when he
Eminem.
came out, "Hi, my name is M." You know, come on now. I mean, that
Now,
was
that's-
Marshall Mathers. He didn't have so many characters, painted so many pictures of who he was, and it all focused on his life. So come on now.
Oh, we can't forget like Redman, Method Man. It's too many to name, really.
Yes, it is. And,
But-
then you going back. You saying '80s and '90s. I think they, especially when you go back then, some of them was out and just wasn't big. You know what I'm saying? Because as far as I understand it, M was rapping for a very long time before he actually got on.
hmm And as far as speaking about Eminem, so like Eminem has done some crazy things too. Like I say, he's one of the dopest lyricists. 15 Grammy Awards, 8 American Music Awards, 17 Billboard Music Awards, an Academy Award, a Primetime Emmy Award, an MTV European Music Global Icon Award. Like he's put in that work as well. The one thing I wanted to do, there's a big debate going on between like who is the who's really the dopest lyricist probably ever living. But like you said, that depends on like what era it is.
With Eric, because
So I'm gonna just take Kendrick and I'm gonna take Eminem because those to me are like just the top notch. And the
Dope.
reason I say that is
dope verses right there.
yeah, I was like really a fan. Like you gotta think about when Eminem first came out with the Slim Shady album. That was like we had never heard nothing like that before. I didn't even know he was Caucasian. I didn't. Now, I guess not that it should matter, but we weren't used to that.
We wasn't used to that, especially coming from, that side of the, we
The
don't-
tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
cause I think he came like from a trailer park
'Cause
background.
Don't forget, we had our Caucasian rappers.
Oh yeah, we did. MC Search was one of my favorites.
Search,
You can't
Search
forget
Bass,
about the
all of
Beastie
them.
Boys.
Yeah.
So yeah, color doesn't matter because like hip hop is a global, like I said, lifestyle, and it's for everybody. You know what I mean? Yes, African Americans and Hispanic Americans may have invented it,
I was getting ready to go.
but we don't mind sharing. We don't mind sharing as long as you don't make us look bad. You know what I mean?
now speaking on this verses with Kendrick and Eminem,
All right, so check it out. So the way I broke that down, because some people will be like it might break down into a color thing. Some people might be like they go with Kendrick because he is African American. A lot of Caucasian people want Eminem because they can relate more to him because of what his story is. So Kendrick comes from they come from two different worlds, but to me they're kind of similar. Kendrick comes from Compton, California. We talk about growing up in a gang environment. He may not have joined the gang, but I do recall his brother actually being murdered and becoming a victim of gang violence.
true.
So you can hear it in Kendrick's music. He carries a lot of pain, and anger.
Isn't there a lot of history, around with gang affiliation in hip hop? Because a lot of these MCs, for some strange reason, wants to be around the gang, be affiliated with a gang or be around a gang. Because Eminem was around gangs, being in Detroit.
That's true. Yeah, it's kind of glorified now. I guess they're made to be like it's a cool thing, but back then people was like really. That was like they had to come outside and like really live that. Like they were mostly victims of it. Like you might not have wanted to join a gang or anything, but you might have had a cousin, you might have had a brother, sister, anything. So it was kind of like something they felt like they probably had to do.
So they use hip hop, like you said, as your next discussion with the mental health and discussion with that. So they use it as a way to express their anger or their lifestyle. So that's how some of us use hip hop as therapeutic. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, hip hop is definitely therapeutic. So me myself as a MC, a writer, a lot of times I tend to pull from real life experiences. So I'm sure that's the same for like Kendrick. You know what I mean? He speaks on what he experienced. But like I said, it's just the way he paints it. Though he does it in such an alien type way that it's just amazing to me. And the same thing like with Eminem, it's just like the rhyme patterns, the triple entendres, and you know what I'm saying. These guys are like superheroes of hip hop. You know, I'm not saying like he might not be your cup of tea, as far as like who your top lyricist or MC is. I mean, this is an endless debate, but in my opinion, I think they're like one of the top.
Yeah, you can tell they do their research.
And you know, with each episode, man, like we can always come back and compare two other artists if we need. It's just too many to name. So
that's what we're gonna do. But you know, like
yeah.
I said, being hip hop, being therapy, you know,
Therapeutic.
Having, you know what I'm saying, we're not gonna really keep on that. We're just gonna sit there and say that with hip hop being a tool, a lot of these rappers have used that to express how they feel. Show they sides of tiles and they verse and views. And for me, being in hip hop as long as I have, don't forget, I grew up when hip hop and emceeing was used as a tool to spread the word in the community of what's going on, who was the hottest, what store was just opening up, what clothing line, what shoes. You know, they was using it as a different way of tools when I came up. Me actually being from New York, I kind of witnessed some of that. You know what I'm saying? It was basically used by the Black Panthers to help them get words out of what's going on and hide it from the oppressors.
Right. So when you speak about mental health, so coming from like say like a gang environment, it has to be somewhat traumatic. You know, you're seeing a lot of your loved ones, friends being murdered, and what that does just to the subconscious to you. And like I said, a lot of them get into hip hop as a way out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that.
Oh, I thought you were about to say some more, but
I will give you that because I mean, using it as in that way, man. You know, there's other ways that we can use other things and other methods that we can use. I just don't want to keep saying that hip hop is just another way of getting away from the everyday violence, man. It was just an easier way.
No, but what I'm saying is it's therapeutic, and it's okay to utilize hip hop as a culture because true hip hop culture is meant to be positive in a sense, like.
Supposedly,
it's supposed to be, but you know, this is what we here for. We hip hop preservationists is how I would look at it. We want to keep the culture alive. It's not.
What y'all think about that out there, America?
Well, I'm sure they're going crazy in the comments right now. But no. But let me just say this about mental health though. So once again, these experiences they're very traumatic. There's different types of mental disorders that can come out of being in environments like that, and the probably the main one that sticks out to me the most would be post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's like somebody going to join any type of military service, and then they get put into a situation where they're actually in battle. You're going to experience some type of trauma of, you know what I'm saying, of being outside of your element. You might, and in that situation, you might even have to, I hate to say it, but you might have to take somebody out. They you know what I mean?
Most, if you listen to most of the lyrics, they are taking people out besides the female bashing and all that, but most.
So it's almost like hip hop is in a war as well.
Yes, it is.
Is it good versus
they attacked
evil?
It, you know, as let's go back to what you're saying. Yes, they attacked hip hop on every level because, don't get me wrong, it's an easy way to make money. It's an easy way to commute, you know what I'm saying, to get people to come. Because you got to think, when it first came out, wasn't a lot of people doing it, so it was definitely entertaining and exciting to see.
Yeah.
From the turntable to the break dancing to the graffiti art, like we say, it was big. and it blew up so fast they didn't know what to do with it, especially the churches and all them when they're trying to spread their messages, which we're not going to have that conversation because we're not going to have anyone spotlighting this as that way. So yeah, the therapy with the hip hop, definitely we're gonna focus on that, and that's what we're all about, talking about what hip hop can do for everybody and anybody. So
exactly, because your tongue is a sword,
definitely,
and it could cut. Now it could cut you in a way where you bleed out, or it could cut you where you actually bleed in. No, just
you stupid for that.
But no, basically what I'm trying to say, your words are very powerful. So the things that you speak to life through words can actually come
back on you. Yes.
Yeah, it's like manifest. So
I'm quite sure as we speaking, somebody's going to have something to say about what we talking about.
It's fine. That's fine. This is just our perspective.
So we're going to go. That makes me go to our next thing. What is our hip hop spotlighting in the community, as far as what are these artists trying to with their platforms, or how are they networking through hip hop?
Well, I tell you what, let's switch to community spotlight. So I want to shed a light on organization here in Akron called the Akron Dream Center. So this is a positive way to use hip hop. So there's a executive director by the name of Caleb Yanu, and this young man has when he started the Akron Dream Center, basically what it is they're training young men and women, particularly in high school, but it's open to like middle school as well, I believe. And it's on the east side of Akron, over by the Rosemary Projects, which is where a lot of the kids come from.
A lot of trouble kids.
Right, and they come from an environment that, as such, like it's gang life for real. You know what I mean? And it's a high impoverished area, and they got a group of kids that come there to learn a lot of different life skills, particularly in hip hop culture though. So I have gone there a couple times, and I have hung out with the kids, and had an opportunity to do some mentoring where we were able to teach them some skills like songwriting, artist development, music production. You know what I mean? We've been able to show them even some little things about videography as well. And these are the type of skills that can lead to actual careers.
Yeah, he also, I think he taught them how to print and press, merchandising.
Yeah,
he did a couple things, and he do community work also. He feeds some of them.
Oh yeah, they have all kind of food drives and everything.
Food drives and everything over there. So yeah, we both worked with him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I done seen what he's doing. He's definitely, and he's based, religious based. So yes, definitely, he's a definite help to the community and hip hop and all.
Oh yeah, so basically, just want to give him a shout out, put a spotlight on him, and ask the community to show him some support. You know what I mean? For sure. You got a kid out of there by the name of Snook. He's a hip hop artist that was one of the first artists that actually graduated from the program, and then they were able to award him with like a starter kit, package. They got him like a laptop. They got him. I think he had a mixer. He had like the Beats by Dre headphones, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So where he can have his own setup at home, and continue to do his craft. You know what I mean?
I think that was nice of them.
Oh yeah. Yep. And
big shout out to Akron Dream Center.
Oh yeah, and it's another kid I like to shout out there. Her name is Kat, and man, she is nice. Her vision is impaired.
Yeah,
but she nice on the mic.
Yes, she is.
So,
I got to witness that.
Yeah, I just love her her passion for hip hop. Like her dad did a good job with her growing up, and just kind of exposing her to like some of the good hip hop that was coming out back then.
Don't forget about Blind Theory. Big shout out to Blind Theory out there in the world. He one of the best freestyle battlers right now.
I forgot about dude.
He's blind also.
Yep. What was that, like 106 in Park?
Yes, sir.
I remember dude. He was nice. Yep. Okay. All right. So that's the community spotlight. Now we're gonna this segment here is for the ladies. So
for the ladies,
like I'm seeing a lot of hip hop female artists emerging and winning awards and everything. It's never been like this before. It's a great thing.
Well, back in the early 80s, it was with Salt and Pepper and all of them. So yes, it was once again, they're coming back though, because there was a lot of underground females that was making names like in Detroit and Chicago and all that. They just never got exposure.
Right.
So,
Well, I think each episode we're gonna shed some light on a female artist,
okay.
a hip hop artist, and the first one I could think of, and because since we were talking about Kendrick and Eminem, well, this is somebody who influenced them.
Yes, sir.
And we want to talk about the one and only Lauryn
Hill.
All right, come on in, Lauren. Nah, she's not here today. But seriously, now, you remember Vinyl?
Yes, definitely. Why you gonna ask me a question like that?
Listen, man, I don't know if the kids know what vinyl is.
So show them the vinyl, son. Show them what the vinyl is.
I brought a little treat.
35, 30,
little
35.
surprise
30,
treat here. Go in the bag.
And then y'all can get one of these bags, alienation.com.
Well, that's not the website, drama. But
just saying, they can get you that way.
All right, so this is the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. This was a classic album.
Still get played in my clubs.
Oh my goodness. So Lauryn Hill, the first time I was introduced to Lauryn Hill, and I'm not talking about in person, just knowing about her, was on the soap operas.
Whoa.
She was on General Hospital as an actress back in before she fully got into hip hop, and then remember she was in Sister Act with Whoopi Goldberg. Remember that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Go Whoops.
Yep. I wish I would have actually seen her face to face. I seen her from a distance, but definitely beautiful woman, beautiful mind. Definitely know her craft, and I don't know if she do a lot for the community or not, but I definitely know she was an activist.
I'll say this. She was in the Fugees, and to me, she was the Fugees. She was such a dope lyricist as a female, man. I'm talking about inspiring men.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know how it used to be. We wasn't really checking for the female artists like that. But when Lauryn came out, it was like, I don't care if she's a girl. And it shouldn't matter if she's a girl or not. I'm talking about how it just was back then.
Well, in her field, yes, I am always and will be an MC Lyte fan.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Well, I'm sure Lauryn would give it up to MC Lyte, but the spotlight is on Lauryn now.
I'm just saying.
I was gonna say MC Lyte too because when I first heard Paper Thin, this is what I'm saying. We could spotlight that on a whole nother episode. But for now, let's talk about Lauryn a little bit. So the Fugees was a dope trio that included Wyclef Jean, what was Pras.
Pras, yes.
And man, they was from what, Newark, New Jersey. They had an East Coast feel, but when Lauryn went solo, her whole sound changed.
Well, they changed her because she had a mental breakdown. As far as I'm understanding, she was being abused.
Wait, before the album came out?
Yes, mentally.
Oh wow.
Mentally.
So what are they were trying to? When you say mentally abused, are you talking about
Kanye Weston?
Wait, who was doing this?
Cliff.
Oh, okay. So you're saying Wyclef weren't they dating?
Supposedly, as far as I don't know the whole gist, but yes, she was being mentally
at that time.
scarred. She was being a Mary J. Blige and Kanye West. If y'all know what the definition is, what I'm trying to say.
Got you. So you're saying I get it. So basically, what you're saying is Wyclef was basically trying to produce her album, but probably had
too much influence over her, man.
Right. He wasn't trying to allow her to be the artist that she is, because she probably had ideas and everything.
Yeah, but they all blamed it on. They try to blame it on drugs, which we never ever heard of her being on drugs. But man, she went as far as doing stuff to her hair, and she just stopped doing shows and everything, man. So.
Well, I think that was part of her personal life as well. I don't want to get off into too much of that. This is a spotlight on her to speak on the great things.
We have the great things as far as that. Yeah.
But yeah, her contribution to hip hop, guys, and then as far as for the kids who may have never seen vinyl, I'm gonna just pop this out here. So we would get these records or cassettes.
Yeah, cassettes definitely.
Or CDs. And we were really into the covers and stuff.
We'll read the books
and reading the credits. So, you know, on the back, let's think about these songs, Lost Ones. That was dope. That was a dope one. Didn't Jay-Z like try to remake a Lost Ones song or something like that?
Yes, he did.
The X Factor, I remember that. To Zion, that made me cry, yo.
Zion was definitely.
Oh, that was such an
You'll
emotional
play that to
song.
the day right now to any woman, and
Because that was a song to her son Zion, her first child, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And I mean, it's just I can relate, man. Having, you know what I'm saying, 3 kids of my own, 2 grandbabies. That To Zion really touched my heart and soul. Like, I love that song by her. The doo-wop, that thing. Yeah,
that goes back to me the
oh,
old
man,
doo-wop, the old disco.
She
type
has some hits,
vibe.
man. But yeah, shout out to Lauryn Hill. All right, so that's the female spotlight, the women's hip hop spotlight.
Let me go back to something before you pass on. As he said, when we take out the album covers and we take out the situation, the CDs, records, all that, the reason why they actually sold the merchandise as far as tapes, cassettes, and all that, when you open them up, they was very informational. Not only did they give you the words, pictures, they also gave you information to the booking, who mastered, who just, you know, some of us was looking for that information. You just can't call these record labels up. So there was definitely a lot of information in those records and CDs and tapes back in days. So, but as you know, I'll go ahead and let you spotlight our next situation.
All right. So the next spotlight we gonna do is the business spotlight. So who we're gonna spotlight today is Really Goody Studios. And guess what?
Really good.
That's where we're at now. Filming
Yes,
the
sir.
Plat
Yes, sir.
at
Yes,
Really
sir.
Goody Studios. And I want to give a shout out to the owner, Rahman Jamal, for allowing us to come here and shoot the Plat at his beautiful facility.
Yes.
And we encourage you as well to support this young black man. And guess what? He has tons of services, photography. Matter of fact, Rahman, I know you back there on the control boards.
Somewhere.
But what's some of these services you got? What's some of these services you got going on?
Headshot photography, podcasting, videography.
Okay.
You heard it. You heard it. You heard it here first on the Plat. All right, nah. But that's what's up. So, I don't know, Drum. I think we might be a wrap for now.
Okay.
Like I said, we don't want to give y'all too much.
We don't give you
this
too
is
much.
Just the first episode, and like I said, we just wanted to touch a little bit on some hip hop history, and you know what I'm saying, spotlight some dope lyricists, and dope female artists as well. And basically, what we do on the Plat at the end of each show is we end it on a live performance. And this week's guest is the one and only, you guessed it, Minus the Alien.
Yes,
All right.
sir. Yes, sir.
Neon cactus in the dark, light flickers then flashes. Fingers get pricked, earth spins off its axis. No fuel for miles, spaceship out in Akron where the area's radioactive. Neon cactus in the dark, light flickers then flashes. Fingers get pricked, earth spins off its axis. No fuel for miles, spaceship found in Akron. Signs of an alien crashing. New species amongst the teepees, lost in the moonlight. Elliot E.T. awoke from a deep sleep, following instinct under intense heat. We stumbled through tumbleweed, searching for peace. Unaware what's up under me, stranded at sea, discovered by yellow submarines. Ship under siege, can't believe what's been done to me. So many experiments, everything just feel none to me. Trying to phone home, but family can't get in touch with me. Silence and screams, wondering what will become of me. PTSD, so severe it becomes routine. Exoskeleton, let's see what's up underneath. Just cause I'm different, people tripping is puzzling. Cause the world that I came from had nothing but love for me. Sick of being the victim, guess misery loves company. Caught up in the system, man this plan is too much for me. Not my cup of tea. And I'm just doing the best I can, the best I can. But trouble don't last always, it won't last. And I'm just doing the best I can, the best I can. But trouble don't last always, it won't last. Neon cactus in the dark, light flickers then flashes. Fingers get pricked, earth spins off its axis. No fuel for miles, spaceship out in Akron where the area's radioactive. Neon cactus in the dark, light flickers then flashes. Fingers get pricked, earth spins off its axis. No fuel for miles, spaceship found in Akron. Signs of an alien crashing. New species amongst the teepees, lost in the moonlight. Elliot E.T. awoke from a deep sleep, following instinct under intense heat. We stumbled through tumbleweed, searching for peace. And I'm just doing the best I can, the best I can. But trouble don't last always, it won't last. And I'm just doing the best I can, the best I can. But trouble don't last always, it won't last.
And I'm just doing the best I can, the best I can. But trouble don't last always, it won't last. And I'm just doing the best I can, the best I can. But trouble don't last always, it won't last. The Plat.
Subscribe to the Plat, vibe to the Plat, ride to the Plat,
Plat, Plat, Plat.